if you could have only one scoped carbine, how would it be equipped? That's what we're going to talk about today. And we're really not going to focus too much on the rifle. We'll talk a little bit about rifles, but the main focus for today is going to be on the glass on your scoped carbine. Now, there's not a wrong answer on what is your rifle. You want a good quality rifle. That does make a difference. You definitely want a quality rifle. So you can do your research and find out what fits into that category. It doesn't matter if you have a 10.3, 11.5, 12.5, 13.9, 14.5, 16 inch or longer. Whatever rifle that you have, and if it's a quality rifle, it's going to work for you just fine. The goal of putting better glass on top of your rifle versus having a red dot is to be able to engage distance at farther targets. So even if you have a 10.3 and you put a 1 to 10 LPVO on it, you are still going to reach out to distance to engage targets a lot farther than you could if you're running a red dot. And so something to consider when making that decision is, where do you live, or where is your area of operation going to be? Do you live in parts of the country where it's open, like here in Texas, in the North Texas region? It's fairly open here around the area where I live, and so that's going to dictate the type of magnification that I have. Now, you can put together a scoped carbine under $1,000 with cheaper components, but in the end it's going to perform like a cheaper rifle. And so to put together a quality rifle is going to be costly. And in a perfect world, everybody would have the means to have rifles set up for various circumstances. And so you would be able to have you an LPVO equipped rifle. You would be able to have one that had higher magnification on it. But in this scenario, you can only have one. Just to talk about what we've got sitting here on the table, this is a Dark Horse Tactical 14.5 with a suppressor on it, and I've got an EOTech 1 to 10 with their tree style reticle in it. Here I've got a LaRue 5.56 16-inch rifle with a 9 Force NX8 2.5 to 20 optic on it. And so there are a lot of choices out there. For me, I'm going to go ahead and answer the question of what I would do if I could only have one, and then I'll explain my reasoning behind it. For me, if I could only have one scoped carbine, it is going to be a 16-inch rifle with some sort of higher end magnification on it, like this 9 Force 2.5 to 20 or a Leupold Mark V 3.6 to 18. That is the type of glass that I would have on there. I would also have, just like I do here on this one, a red dot at a 45-degree offset. This is actually a T-Rex armed mount, so it's not quite a 45. It's really in a good location to make easy transitions. And I actually have that on this LaRue here as well. And so that higher end magnification scope is going to allow me to engage targets at farther distance and to spot my own rounds at distance. And then my offset red dot, or you can have one at 12 o'clock. They both have their pros and cons. Allows me to do up close and personal work if needed. And so this truly does become what some people want to call a general purpose rifle. I think scoped carbine just kind of covers that topic a little better. And so with a LPVO, can I engage targets at 700, 800 yards? Yes, you can. I have shot 8-inch steel with this rifle at 700 and 800 yards with consecutive hits. But it's not as easy as doing it with this rifle here that's got a top end 20 magnification. Now, another thing to think about is spotting for yourself. Even at 500 yards, with an LPVO, it is very difficult to spot your impacts on steel if the steel doesn't move, or your misses shooting a 77 grain Sierra Match King projectile. And so the higher end magnification is going to make me spotting for myself a lot easier. So when the round goes down range, I know immediately if I get a hit, or if I need to do some type of correction because I was wrong on my wind estimation. So once again, in the end, it's going to be a personal choice on what you decide to go with. Hopefully this will help you determine what you need when you ask yourself those questions that we previously talked about in the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Until next time, get out there and train.